Holy cow. Hey y'all, Justin with Kayak Catfish. Well, today's trip hasn't gone as planned thus far. I got on the water a little after 6 this morning. Thought I would net me some shad there where I launched at. That's why I chose this section of the river, just because that spot there is just such an easy place to get shad pretty much year round. And after making a lot of throws there, I had one gizzard shad to show for it. And I did get a little bonus in my net here. A little bass fishing plug there I pulled out, which took me about 10 minutes to dig that out of my net. But nevertheless, I didn't do any good there where I launched. So I come downstream, hit another creek, made several throws in there, but finally got some shad, and I actually got some pretty good sized gizzard shad there. So we're going to use those for bait this morning, and I'm going to work a river bend. I've come out of this creek, come back upstream a little bit, and I'm at the top of this bend, and this bend kind of makes like a long loop here, and I'm going to fish that break line right as it starts to come up off the river bottom, and we'll just follow this all the way around. Now the depth's going to vary out here. Right now I'm sitting in 40 feet deep, but as I make my way along, it's going to drop off to the mid 50s. So I'm going to put in a few hours out here this morning and just see what happens. Like I said, I'm getting a much later start than I anticipated. It's right now, it's 8:13 right now. So I had hoped to be fishing about an hour and a half ago. So we're just going to have to make the most of what time we got left, but hopefully these shad are going to produce for us today. Let's get to it. You know, that shad there is still alive, so we're going to use him as a live bait. I didn't bring my tank with me today to be able to keep a few alive. So I was really planning on using cut bait anyway, but since that one's still alive, we'll go ahead and drop him down just to offer a variety to these fish down there. There's just a headpiece on that rod. Don't get no fresher than that, does it? Fresh cut, just a few minutes after being caught. So I'm going to be using 4 rods today. I'll be suspend fishing as I make my way around this bend, just having my baits a couple feet off the bottom. I'll adjust as the depth changes. I'll be using a light tackle rod here today, just to have some fun during the spawn. You know, a lot of these fish I'm getting right now are small, and this spinning tackle will make it fun. You never know till we might hook into a big one on this spinning gear. That'd be a real good time, wouldn't it? So there's just a body section. And I'm going to put another, I may put another headpiece on this front rod up here today, at least to start with. We'll let these fish tell us what they want. And there's the last bait there. It's a headpiece of that bait. We'll drop it here off the front of this rod, and I'm going to get myself over here where I need to be. And we'll start working our way around this bend. It looks like the current's going to move us about 0.3, 0.4, which is perfect. That spinning rod up there. He's got it. Yeah, we hooked up on the spinning rod, y'all. I'll loosen my drag a little bit or I'm going to be in trouble. Thing is stuck. 10-pound line. You gotta be careful with these catfish. This is just the old cheap Abu Garcia reel here. It's one of them $30 jobs. So that drag will stick, but they work well when I'm skipjack fishing because I keep the drag tightened down anyway because I horse them in. But when doing this type of fishing for the catfish, a risk for having that line break. I ain't never hooked a golly whopper of a catfish on a spinning rod, but I bet it'd be a good time. I need to put some time into it and just do it one time. Breaking up the day a little bit out here using the spinning rod right now during the spawn, because just getting so many small fish this time of year. Not so much today. Only got that one here so far, but just in general catch more smalls. this time of year. And there is the culprit. That's the one. That's the one that ate that gizzard shad body. Well, there we go, on the spinning rod. He was I was worried there for a second we was going to have him break off when my drag stuck, but it was fun anyway. We'll put us another piece of gizzard shad on this spinning rod. Heck, we might get us another. About to go off into this hole right here. You can see I've got some fish coming up and looking at my baits right now. Let's hope one of them hooks up. One of those fish is after that bait right there. You can see my line. Oh, look at this one. Look at that one there on the spinning rod. Let me just pick up on him. Yeah, buddy. This in here feels pretty dang good on this spinning rod. Man, I hope my drag don't fail me. I need to lighten up on that thing anyway. You know, it's hard to tell. Using this lighter tackle, they all feel big. But I'm gonna tell you something, this one right here, my speed just picked up. Look at that. I'm going at 0.6 right now as he's pulling me downstream. Boy, I hope this thing don't break me off. This one right here is a good fish, folks. This one right here is a good fish. I was right at the top of that hole when he hit. Look at that other rod. There goes that. It's going down too. Oh man, that's on that big bait too. Oh man, oh crap. Crap. I broke off on my light tackle rod. I was reaching for this one. And I broke off. Crap, man. I've got another good one on right here though. Dang, man, I would have loved to know what that other fish is. Right here at the top of this hole, y'all. Them fish were sitting there, facing into that current, waiting on baits to drift into them. And my two front rods got hit. This one here is that big bait. Dang, I hate that broke off though. That's why you don't take a knife to a gunfight, folks. That's what that light tackle is. You get these big catfish, plus a drag that ain't worth a crap on that reel. But I've got another good one on right here. Yeah, a lot of times in those holes, deep holes like that y'all fish them, when they're inactive, they'll get down in them holes. But when they become active and they're looking to feed, oftentimes they'll stage right there at the top of the hole or right there at the edge of it. So when baits come through, kind of drifting over the top of them, they're right there ready to ambush. I'm gonna try to get these two out of, let's see if I can get those two rods untangled there. Well, this is a good fish right here, guys. I ain't felt no rolling yet, and there hasn't been any hard runs, so that makes me think it's probably not a blue or not a striper. So I think I may have a flathead here. I've either got a flathead or just a really big blue. Golly, I want you to look at that rod. He's just down there, man. This fish is just down there. Yeah, my days of light tackle catfishing are over. It's over. I can't be losing. That's always been my fear of doing it for big fish, is that the day will finally come when I'll hook that 100-pounder, that triple-digit fish, and it'll come on that rod with 10-15 pound line or something, and it'll just break me off. If the day ever comes I hook into that triple digit fish, I want gear that's able to handle it. I trust my ugly sticks. I trust these Daiwa reels. I'm really excited about this fish, y'all. You just don't know. Fish like this excite me anyway, but to do it in the spawn. Every year, it seems like I hook a big fish during the spawn. They don't come often, but you've always got a chance at a big female. And the flatheads tend to go on the beds a little later than the blues, so that's certainly a possibility also. Prior to last year I broke my personal best blue twice. I got one in February last year, in 2019. That was a whopper, and then I got another one, I believe it was in October last year. That was a golly whopper. But prior to that, I think it was 2014, 2015. Maybe it's 2013, I don't know. But prior to that, I had got my biggest blue cat in the spawn. It was the middle of June. I was anchor fishing. I had been out all day and hadn't caught a single fish. And I was reeling my lines in to call it a day, just throw my hands up in the air and get skunked. And my last rod took off, and it was the biggest blue that I'd ever caught up to that point. This in here, man, this right here is a dang tank. This is a golly whopper. I'd be willing to bet you money the one I had on that spinning rod was a golly whopper too, because it felt big. That's why I don't quit fishing during spawn, y'all. That's why I don't stop, because you just never know. Anytime you got lines in the water, you have got a chance at a monster. And I have got one on here today. Look at all those bubbles coming up, man. And that's what you want to see when you're fishing deep like this. You want to see them decompress. You want to see those bubbles coming up. We're making progress. That's a blue. I saw his tail. I saw his tail. That is a monster blue. Monster fish. Absolute monster of a fish. Wow. I got to get him back up here. He's going to take back off on me. That is a tank of a fish, y'all. Look at that thing, man. Look at that thing. Wow. Man, that's a beast. That is a beast right there. He's so good, he ain't going nowhere. There goes that rod now. There it goes. I've got another fish on it. I ain't even fooling with that one right now. I want this one right here. Oh no, don't take back off on me again. I can't land this dang thing, y'all. He has took back off again. Yeah, that's the thing about kayak fishing, guys. It's much different than in a boat. In a boat, when I got that fish up here the first time, whoever would have been in the boat with me would have stuck the net under it, lifted that fish into the boat, and it would have finished out the fight just flopping around in the floor of that boat. In a kayak, you get a fish this big, the size of a net that you would need to land this fish, it's just not feasible to be carrying in a kayak. So you got to land them by hand. And to land them by hand in a kayak, you got to tire them out a little bit. And you get a fish like this, buddy, it takes a few minutes to tire them out to the point that you can land them. I'm gonna have a mess because this fish has got in that front line that has a fish on it. It's worth it though, totally worth it. Oh my goodness, that's a huge fish. That is a huge fish. Oh goodness, don't break me off right here. This is where it gets tricky on big fish, guys. They make a big surge like that, want to roll one more time. That is when they can break you off. Okay, I've got him. Oh. Holy cow. Oh my gosh, y'all. That is an absolute monster of a fish. I'm shaking. Get all these lines undone out from under him here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. During the spawn, middle of June, beast mode, baby. I gotta get this hook out. Got the hook out. Got that out of the way. Oh, that camera's crooked too, man. That's terrible. I gotta set him back down. I gotta set him back down and fix that camera. That dang camera's crooked. Let's try that again. Oh, golly, bummy's so heavy. I hope he don't flop. I hope he don't flop. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Let me set him back down. Oh my gosh. I do have my board here with me that I've set up. We'll get a quick length here on him and then we're going to let him go. But man, I can't tell you how pumped up I am to have this fish. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Y'all, that fish right there, he'll touch 50 inches on my board, man. Absolute beast. Beast mode catfish. Heck yeah. Oh my gosh. That's a heavy fish. This is why you don't stop fishing for the spawn, for cold fronts, bad weather, high water, low water. Hang in there. Keep putting your bass in the water because you just never know. Anytime you got bass in the water, there's always a chance. Y'all, I hate doing this to fish, but this thing's too big for me to lean over to gently put him back in the water. So I'm just going to have to kind of just lean and let him go. See you, buddy. Oh goodness. He hit my rod holder on the way out and I hate that. Fish wore me out. I hope he's okay after hitting that rod holder. I hate doing that to fish. But in a kayak, you go leaning with that kind of weight, you're going in the water with him. Oh man, I tell you what, y'all. Coming out here this morning, couldn't get no bait. So I had to make a run down here to this other creek. And truth be told, that's the only reason I was down here fishing as far down as I was, because I was just going to launch my kayak. I got to land these other two fish too. Launch my kayak, get bait, and fish up there at that other creek. But since I had to come down here anyway to get bait, I just come right out and I was at the top of this bend and here we go. The stars aligned for me today, y'all. Alright, let's pick up on this first one here. See if he's on there still. I'm going to get these other two fish in. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going back upriver and I'm coming through that hole again. I got another date with that one that broke me off on the light tackle rod. I won't be using that again, that's for dang sure. Knives and gunfights, people. You can use lighter action rods like my ugly stick rods. They're kind of lighter action for that size of fish that I just caught, but you better have you a quality reel and you better have you some heavy line on there when the day comes that you hook into one. That's what's going to allow you to land it. That's what allowed me to land that one. This one here ain't very big. This one here, just a dink. But I don't know if I could have handled another big one right away. My arm is shaking right now. I got some such nervous energy in me. I'm just shaking. I'm glad I was filming today though. Glad I could bring you all with me on this adventure. there's that one. Now let's self undone from that line. Let's land on this one now. Another dink right there, y'all. Alright. Well, I done told you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pack all this stuff up, go back upstream, and I'm coming right back through that hole again. So guys, I finished out my drift this morning, caught a few more small fish, which I'll probably edit out of this video just to save on time. But I wanted to tell you a really cool story about that big fish I caught today. So when I was reeling that thing in and landing it, I noticed it had this black circular mark on its head right there by its left eye. And at the time, you know, I'm super excited, I'm pumped up. But after I'd let that fish go and I sat there a little while and was thinking about it some more, I was like, I've seen this fish before, I recognize that mark. So I start going through my phone and I pull up a fish from June 9th of 2015. And that was the fish I was talking about while I was reeling that one in today, about being my previous personal best prior to last year. I pull up the picture of that fish, and sure as the world, it's got that same identical mark there on its head. And so, you know, you start doing 2 plus 2, you putting everything together, it's like they both got that same mark. Both were caught in the month of June within about a mile of each other. And the fact that today's fish had significantly more weight on it, more girth to it, than the one from 2015. Y'all, I'm inclined to believe that that was the same daggone fish that I got 5 years and 10 days ago. And if it is, that's pretty cool, because for those of you who know me, you know I am a huge advocate of catch and release of these trophy-sized fish. It just takes so long to grow a fish of that size, and the fact that a fish that gets that big, you look at everything that they've had to survive. I mean, they've went through trot lines, jug lines, limb lines. They've survived the hand noodler people, rod and reel anglers like myself. They've survived old age and disease. I mean, they have run the gauntlet to get that big. So I think those fish should be let go. If you want to keep smaller fish for the dinner table, have at it. I wouldn't recommend eating anything out here where I fish, just because everything's contaminated. We got advisory signs up about it, but the big fish, let those things go. And if you do, you may end up having a really cool experience like I did today by catching the same fish a few years later when it's even bigger. And you know what? That fish is still swimming, and I know where it lives, so I may get another shot at it again someday. And I hope I do, because fish like that, they just don't come along like that. Don't come along very often like that for me anyway. I've caught a handful of them that size in my life. I was fortunate enough to get 2 last year. I got one in February last year, and I got another one in October of last year, which I think is probably my personal best last year. But this one today was definitely comparable size to those, and it was a lot of fun and definitely a cool story that I'll tell for a long time to come. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video today. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.